Hello there. How are you? I'm very busy, thank you very much. There have been so many little projects going on over here, all of my doing, but as a result, I have been trying to sneak in a little video making here and there, and I made one. Sitting here, in fact, a little role play, and unfortunately, when I went to edit it, there was a lot of problems. I wasn't even in the frame. Come here, Abby. So, look who's here. Come here. I'm gonna say hello. Just rub it on the camera. Hello. Hello, girl. You forgot how to do this? It's been a little while. Yeah, Miss Sabby Sabby. She's growing her fur back. She's been doing a lot better. She doesn't have any hairballs anymore for a couple of months. But she's getting older, so she's having a little bit of digestive issues. Don't you growl? What are you growling at? Come here. She's gotten kind of pissy. Yeah. Well, she's got a lot of energy and a lot of spunk. And she's kind of mad that I haven't been playing with crystals, but the video that I tried to make for you a couple days ago was a crystal video. And it was right here. And she didn't even know about it. But it was probably better. Or maybe it would have been better if she had been here, because it was a terrible video. I mean, not the content. I think it was an interesting enough little role play. However, the camera was askew. There were things out that shouldn't have been on frame, and the things I was showing you were slightly over here or over here. So I started editing it and trying to zoom in and trying to frame and trying, oh my gosh, and I just said forget it. Forget it. It wasn't meant to be. And partly it's because I am distracted with a lot of little projects going on in the house and in the property, because we are coming into the winter. My fig tree is completely empty of figs now. Made my last batch of fig Newtons yesterday. And the pears are just coming ripe. So I have 3 pear trees with loads of pears. But unfortunately, some of them are tiny. They're only like yay big. So it's going to be a lot of work to get the good stuff off of it for, you know, baking and doing a few other projects. Maybe I'll make some pear jam. So, and because we had some rain after that hurricane that turned to a tropical storm, all the things that were dormant in the ground, in the desert, popped up. And we have such a variety of weeds out there. I've been using my Plant ID app on my phone to take pictures and find out what they all are. And I was a little surprised to see that many of them were probably from the bird seed that I've been feeding. But they're all over the property, all over, not just where I feed the birds. So I have millet and corn and sunflowers and amaranth. And then we have a bunch of terrible weeds that have thorns, and I'm trying to get them before they flower and go to seed, so that next spring when it gets warm and they're supposed to be coming up, they'll be all gone. That's my theory. So I've been cleaning up the weeds with my handy dandy weed trimmer that I love so much. My battery operated 20 volt. And then I also got a hedge trimmer with a 22-inch blade. So I could finally trim the big evergreens that line my driveway and my path up to the steps, because you couldn't even get in there, especially in the winter with snow on it. Oh my god. So I cut that all down. I trimmed a bunch of trees back that had lots of little tiny branches and things that I could use the hedge trimmer for. Like cutting through butter. So in just a couple of days of trimming, I loaded up my trash dumpster overflowing. So I really got my money's worth this month. And kind of cleared off the porch and organized it to be much more useful as a storage for my big boxes with camping gear in it. And I was so sad because I have not used any of my camping stuff this whole year. But I'm thinking of setting it up outside in my yard, under the trees, with a view of the horses. And I'll put my fire pit out there. We can have a fire, and it'll be right next to the picnic table, so I can make a little dinner, and I can have Riley out there with me. Would you like to see that? We could pretend we're camping far, far away. Maybe we'll get a visit from a coyote coming through. And then most of the stuff has been inside. So I brought this basket of things to show you some of the projects. Of course, I always have to make a list so I can get overwhelmed right from the get-go. Some of the things were apropos to the day. So, like going to the post office and what else? Maybe that was it. Oh, picking up hay and grain and birdseed, which I did. Then I had to get up on the roof and do some repairs. Clean off the front porch. Clean part of the ceiling that was stained from a little roof leak, an old one. So I need to clean that, and then I painted it with some mildew-proof paint, and then I'm going to put some tape, some white gaffer's tape over it, just to make it look a little bit more less noticeable. Do the dishes. That's already done. Vacuum and clean the bathroom. That's every week. And laundry, of course. Weeding. Yes, I had that crossed off. But now it's back on, because now there's more weeds. Okay. Wash off the porch stuff. Oh, I already did that, so I could cross that off. Replace smoke alarms. I have several smoke alarms that I need to put up, and I had to bring the big ladder in because a couple of them are very high up. Fix my hoses. I can cross that off. I did that already too. Replace the toilet pump. I know how to do that thanks to YouTube. I've done one already. And sort out stuff in the living room, and I've really pretty much done that. I just have a few more things to go through. So I'm doing pretty well. The hardest was probably doing roofing. So I had some shingles that came off, and I have several different types of ladders here, so from my back porch it's really not very high. It's probably 3 to 4 steps on the ladder, and then I can just sit down on the roof. And it's pretty flat-ish. It's got a slope, but not steep. I felt totally safe once I was up there. But I did have to have some of that black, like roof cement, the adhesive stuff that you squirt underneath and cover all the little nail holes that you might find. So that's what I was doing up there. So these are the roofing nails that I was using. So 1.5 inch. I have a flat top. And it goes under the layers. So start from the bottom and work your way up. And putting nails across and a little bit of goopy goop, and then the next layer on top of that overlaps so the water runs down. So for every missing or broken shingle, I had to actually make sure that the ones around it were also tacked down and nailed properly so the water can't get up underneath it. Should solve the problem of the water that came into my crystal cabinet. Oh my gosh. Yeah. There was a big piece missing, right? A little higher up on the roof from where it was coming in. So hopefully that does not happen again. And then I was working with a little wood filler. I have, my floor is like that wood laminate flooring, and one of the pieces towards the edge of the room had kind of slid under the border. I couldn't pull it back out, so there was a tiny gap that was a little wider than it should be compared to all the others, so I put a little bit of wood filler in there. Just like a little putty. Can't get it open right now. But you just squish it in there and spread it out so it's flattish. And then once it dries, then you can sand it and paint it. So I actually just used a dark marker that was the same color as the wood around it. And I just went around and covered this up. So blended back in with the wood color. And this was the sandpaper. Off my rough skin. So it's a little handle that holds the sandpaper. Just got a little clip, and then you tuck it in. On both sides. And you have a foam covered handle. But I didn't get it just for that, because I also have another project to repaint 3 or 4, I'll see how it goes, 3 or 4 windowsills. The paint is sort of peeling and worn off. I'm going to scrape it all down. And then there's a few places that I'll use the wood putty or wood filler. And then I'll sand it down. And then I'm going to paint it. And I don't have the paint can with me because I was using it a little earlier. But I have a brush for that project because it has a nice angle. candle. It's just the right size for the windowsill. Well, hello there, Miss Ruby. You want to come and say hi? Come here. And she wants to see what's in the basket. And I bought this little paint holder. Plastic. It has a magnet right there. So, very cleverly designed to hold your paintbrush right there. So I can just put a little at a time in here and scoop some up. And wipe it off on the edge and do the painting. Yep, and then when I move to the next place and I have to move my chair over, just hang the paintbrush right in there and hook this on my ladder. No fuss, no muss. So that's going to be for that project. And the paint is mildew proof, mildew and mold proof, and waterproof, and yeah, white and clean. And I also have a little bit of projects in the bathrooms and in the kitchen around the sink. This is a quick seal kitchen and bath adhesive caulk. Yep, so I can fill some little gaps. It's a waterproof seal and it's white. And finally remembered where I'd put my refill pad for my little cleaner mop. What I have on it definitely needs to be replaced. So it has little pockets that the bars sit in. Kind of thick. And this one is a kind of mop that comes with a bucket with two sides divided. One is the clean water with the soap or cleaning solution you're using, and the other side is where the dirty water gets squeegeed off. So the mop goes down in one side, gets up the water, and comes out, kind of squeezes off the excess, and then you wipe on the floor, and then you push it down in through the other side, and it squeegees off the dirty water, and then you can put it in the clean water again, etc. And what else have I been doing? This is the gaffer tape that I was telling you. It's not super sticky. You can still take it off things, but it stays put very well. And I like it because it's a matte. It doesn't reflect light at all. And that's really what I want for that ceiling tile, because the ceiling is a white matte, and then it won't stand out. And I also have painter's tape. So when I'm doing the windowsills, I can cover up the edges that I don't want to get white paint on. Everybody knows this kind of tape. The nemesis of any painting job is having to tape everything first and then take it all off. And for most of the projects, I will wear gloves. And I usually do 2 or 3 layers. That way if I get really messy, I can just peel one off and keep on working. Because I do get messy. And these were from the lab when I used to do lab work in the office where I work. And I brought a box home because the lab person that took over had really small hands compared to mine, so I like these. Latex free and powder free. But they're nice and smooth. They fit pretty well, and I can get a couple layers on, so. Oh, what else? Oh, this was from a while back. A project with copper wire on a coil. And, oh yes, I must have an X-Acto knife. This is very handy and necessary when you have hay bales. I have one outside, it's bright yellow, and you can cut the string on the bales right in here. The blade is inside there. Or you can slide the blade out. I need to replace that blade. So this is a must because especially cutting tape and things that are more sticky, the scissors just get ruined and then you can't really cut with the scissors, so it's good to use this straight edge blade. And then I started using this one, but I have 2 of the same thing. This is Gorilla Caulk and Seal waterproof. So similar to the other, except this is clear. So I actually have used some of it outside on the siding of my house. There's some places where there were holes put in for different things, for satellite dish or whatever, and then torn out, and so I just put that little top on, took this top off, and squeezed it in there. So this is pretty practical because it dries pretty fast, and it doesn't have an odor. It seals out water. It is mold and mildew resistant. Rain and shower ready in 30 minutes. 100% silicone sealant for window, door, kitchen, bath. 100% waterproof. Won't yellow over time. So I was just trying all kinds of different things for little places here and there. So I got 2 of them because I think there's a few other places I'll be using it. And some more. Got lots of tape because they came 3 rolls. And all the refills for sandpaper with different grit. whether it's very coarse or very fine. It says on the back, it came as a variety pack, so there it is. And this one, these two things, probably never guess in a million years. Not trash bags, not shelf liners. It's actually like industrial strength Velcro. It's very clever. Of course, this is the side that it sticks to. It's like carpeting. And then this side are the little hookies. And you peel off the back, the shiny part, and it's adhesive. And what this is for under your sofa cushions. I have one sofa that the cushions keep sliding out. I have to keep shoving it back in every day when I'm done on the sofa for the day. I have to shove all the pillows back in for the next day. So I'm going to put some of this on the bottom of the cushion and on the base of where the cushion goes. And then, no more sliding. Pretty smart, huh? But now that I moved my furniture all around, I'm glad I didn't do it so far, because I kind of did a mix and match with the cushions. So now I'm ready to do it. And that's about it. I have these guys. These are leftovers from when I fixed my hoses, because I had a leak, so I had to cut and then splice, pushing the hose on one side and a hose on the other side, and it holds it from sliding back out. So it's got like little steps. So you put one of these on the hose first, then you put this through the hose, and this one will be on the other side, like that, and like that. And then you just tighten those screws until it squeezes the hose against the fitting. And then your hose is fixed. So I did 2 of those already. So it's good to sit back and take a look at the things that you had on your list, the things you forgot to cross off, the things you forgot to add that you've already done. So good for you if you've done a few things today. You don't have to do it all at once. I've had this basket set aside probably since April. And little by little, we are getting somewhere. I always have to wait until that energy wave comes in for me. Because if I try to do things before I'm really ready, it just doesn't work. I end up having different stumbling blocks that happen, and I have to step back because I get very frustrated. Because I am a DIYer. I don't want to wait for somebody, and I really don't want to spend the money if there's something that I can do myself. And God bless YouTube for some things, honestly, because I have learned so much. I would never be able to do these things with confidence before. And it keeps me thinking, keeps me learning. And now I've got everything back in my basket. And I'm waiting for some paint to dry, and then I might actually start on a couple of the windowsills. Well, thank you for spending some time with me. I hope this was a little interesting. I can guarantee it's better than the other video that I made. That was so annoying. But I'll be back with some crystals pretty soon. I've been having a good time looking at my crystals, reading up on certain ones, and making little notes and things. So, yeah, here's a shiny piece of shungite, elite shungite that I've been wearing. I haven't taken it off since it came from Russia. Yeah. Come here, little Ruby. Ruby. She's so shy. See if she'll come up. Come here, kitten. She sleeps on the bed with me every night now, but she's way at the bottom of the bed. Come on. Come on. Come on. There she is. There she is. There she is. There she is. Come here, little one. There she is. Hi, Ruby. Look how big she is, guys. Yeah, she's a big girl. She doesn't have tape on her collar holding it folded anymore. She grew into it. Hey, little girl. I know you're curious about that basket, aren't you? You don't know what this camera is. She has such a sweet face. She's such a treaty. Hi. Oh, you're gonna purr. Hi, Mama. She likes it, but she wants to be free, Mama. She is a good eater. She eats and eats and eats. She likes crunchies and she likes big cat food. You do. She runs all the other cats crazy. She's always going in and out of the window over my shoulder here, out into the cat kennel. She loves it. See ya, Ruby. What's this? She's very playful. That's her little tail. Alright then. You take care now. I'll be back soon.